Oh, hello, vinyl community. Elliot here, Lazy Dogs Records. And am I the only one that's sick of hearing about the Rolling Stones and the Beatles? Maybe not. Maybe everybody still wants to just talk about those two. But I tell you what, it's getting old to me, folks. Now, I'm not telling anybody what they need to buy. You buy whatever you want. But answer me this. If you're going to put on a Rolling Stones album, are you going to after the initial purchase, are you going to go and get Hackney Diamond or Diamonds, I don't know if it's plural or not, by the Rolling Stones and play it 6 months from now, a year from now, 10 years from now? Or are you going to go to your Rolling Stones collection and get Sticky Fingers or Let It Bleed or my favorite Exile on Main Street and play those? Uh, or one of the other Rolling Stones albums? Really, be honest, are you? Well, if we let it, these legacy acts like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and all these other acts that keep getting repressed and repackaged for various reasons are 79 and 82-year-old men recording corporate rock and roll and calling it a new Rolling Stones album. Uh, it's sucking all the life, all the oxygen from the room. There are tons of artists of the same vintage as those two bands or older than those two bands out there that are underappreciated and need to be rediscovered. And you need to listen to more music than just that stuff. It's just my personal opinion again. Just an old man ranting here. But think about it. How about giving some of those folks a listen? How about exploring new music, new to you? An old record you've never heard is new music to you. Or buying records from new artists or their new releases of creative, artistic music that you can enjoy. That isn't a rehashing of our nostalgic past. I'm just wondering out loud here. So now I'm not going to highlight a newer artist LP right now. I've done that before on some live streams and stuff. Instead, I'm going to show you what I did. I went out and went online and I didn't order Hackney Diamonds. I looked it up, and on Amazon it was $32.99, free shipping since I've got Prime. So throw in the tax, so about $35 approximately. That's going to cost me. So instead of doing that, I went to a highly a discog seller I regard very highly called Philadelphia Music. Uh, I clicked on the under $5 and I clicked on some various genres and started looking around. They deal in bulk, so they move records out. They've got a brick and mortar store in Philadelphia also, and they buy a bunch of collections. And so they deal in bulk. They visually grade and market low and try to make their profit from selling a lot of records. And I just went through, I did my search at less than $5, and then I did my search for different genres. I clicked on the folk, I clicked on bluegrass, I clicked on Dixieland, things like that. So for less than the cost of the new Rolling Stones album, I was able to get 10 different albums from artists that either filled in a gap in my collection or items that were totally new to me, and I wanted to experiment and hear something different, something I'd never heard before. So I'm going to show you the 10 albums I ended up getting for $32.46. I believe it ended up being $3 and 25 cents basically each after everything, tax, shipping, everything. Uh, Going down to New Orleans. Let's listen to some good old New Orleans music sometimes. D.D. Pierce and his New Orleans Stompers. Okay, this is on Center Records. Interestingly enough, New Orleans band, and the Center Records is out of Salisbury, North Carolina. You never know. Kid Ory and Red Allen. We've Got Rhythm from Verb Records. Okay. Recommended to me by Stunty, a friend of mine online from the originally from France. He said, "You like acoustic music? Why don't you check this guy out, Pierre Ben and I ended up buying two from him. Acoustic guitar, kind of jazz, folk jazz type stuff. Looking forward to hearing that. Folk artist, Gene Ritchie, none but one on Sire Records. Major label recording from Gene Ritchie, the folk artist. I have some Gene Ritchie already. This is adding to that collection. Jelly Roll Morton and his Red Hot Peppers from 1926 to 1939. This is volume 2 right here. And I can't wait to listen to that. One of my favorite bluegrass bands are the Newgrass, or the Seldom Sing. Newgrass Revival's another one. The Seldom Sing. I had a couple of cases where the copy I had was in real poor shape, or I did not have that copy at all. I'm kind of a completist with the Seldom Seen. And so here is the new Seldom Seen album. I think this is maybe the last one with John Starling. Linda Ronstadt is on here as well. This is from 1976 on Rebel Records. And here's Act 4. Several that I had Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4 on Sugar Hill from 1979. And this is when Phil Rosenthal took over for John Starling as lead vocalist for the band. A guy I see as a supporting artist on a lot of bluegrass albums from the 70s, Wes Golding, and it's called Surefire, River of Teardrops. So here he is as band leader. Thought that was interesting. This one caught my eye, calls Adelpha Records, which the blues rock band, the Nighthawks, recorded some of their records on from Silver Spring, Maryland. This is Coupe de Grace. So a bluegrass band from the Maryland area, a hotbed of bluegrass music. And I think this is from around 77. Okay. So there is for $3.25 a record. There's 10 records, which gives you 10 times approximately 40 minutes a record of listening and discovering and enjoying something I haven't heard, or something that is new to me, instead of buying the new corporate rock Rolling Stones Hackney Diamond for the same price, and it would get played and in all likelihood stuck on the shelf with the rest of the Rolling Stones records and never see the light of day again. Convince me otherwise, folks. Listen to new to you music, whether it's an album that's just come out by an artist. And I know you say, the Rolling Stones album was a new record. I know, but God. Okay. Or listen to music that's not necessarily new, but it's something you've never heard before, or something you'd like to add to your collection. There's so much great music out there in the world, folks. There's so much great music. And it's not limited to this narrow little path of classic rock. Okay? Just my 2 cents. Get off of my lawn. Okay. All right. That'll do it for me. It's Elliot at Lazy Dogs Records reminding everybody to please be kind to your neighbors. because we're all neighbors.